Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, January 9th, 2023, after 3 p.m. Eastern. We will be having a time for change call. We have a lot to cover on that call. That'll be Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Most of us have been taught in this life that when we are not happy, that we should put on a happy face so that we don't upset other people. We've learned that by putting on a false face, we become accepted by the crowd, or we can manipulate others to play into our emotional games. Truthfully, the false face keeps others from truly seeing how much pain we are actually in. We don't have to take the risk to be vulnerable and real with them. If and when you find yourself wearing one of these false faces, do not be overly concerned and shame yourself. Society has given this mask to us. We've seen these false faces on media advertisements our entire lives. In every commercial that was ever made in TV history, everyone is wearing a fake, I will convince you, manipulative mask. The conditioning is deep in us. So it is not our fault that we learned this pattern as well. Perhaps the better question to ask is, why do so many of us hide behind these masks? Are we that afraid to be seen and let people feel the sadness, loss, anger, turbulence, or emotional pain that we are truly in? Maybe it's a pain from years ago that we never healed, but is still festering subconsciously inside today, and only shows itself when we get triggered. Maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't really us. So we can be who we were meant to be in the first place. Palo Cao. We are human beings. We have all been through some sort of emotional challenge, heartbreak, relationship, turbulence, feelings of smallness, blame, shame, or betrayal. We were not trained by this society how to heal these wounds by being more honest, vulnerable, and openly feeling into our pain for it to heal. People see vulnerability as a sign of weakness instead of the strength, which is actually what it takes to welcome it. If you are experiencing any kind of suffering in your life, it's because you have been wearing a mask and you were unaware that you were wearing one. You may not even know that you have one immediately ready to put on right now. The mask is very sly and sneaky and acts like a shield protecting the ego from ever being seen, felt, and heard. The reason why so many people continue to wear masks is that they don't know that they have them on. They have been unconsciously and robotically wearing them for so many years that it seems normal. The mask behaves like a brick wall, blocking us from being vulnerable, which also stops the deeper heart connection from meeting others and their pain as well. Thinking is the absence of understanding. When understanding arises, thinking disappears. Osho. The false face doesn't allow us to be truly intimate with people. It stops us from feeling our pains together. We do not reveal our loneliness, true tiredness, powerlessness, and struggle that we are having every day with everyone. Everyone's Facebook posts always show how wonderful and successful our lives appear to be. Once our mask is removed, we may feel naked and even more powerless in this life. And this is truly scary. Yet this vulnerability is our first step towards liberation and true empowerment. We cannot hide behind a mask and expect to be happy in this life. If and when we want real success, real happiness, and real love in life, then we must choose to let down our guardedness completely. We must choose to ask the risk, take the risk, with our loved ones to be real, to talk about what we cannot talk about, and be deeply honest with ourselves on the deepest levels. All the greatest treasures are hidden behind that which we wouldn't want to be with. Pamela Wilson. If and when we are going to become free from the problems and inner battles we are experiencing with our life partner, our job, our boss, finances, family, friends, or the health of our bodies, then we must be honest with ourselves first. We need to first acknowledge that the problem truly is what the problem truly is. Feel into it. We need to be radically real and fearless. We need to first acknowledge what the problem truly is and feel into it. We need to be radically real and fearless anytime we are dealing with our ego, that it's so slippery. This realness can bring up tremendous fear inside that can make us try to escape from it in a variety of ways. Experience life in all possible ways. Good, bad, bitter, sweet, dark, light, summer, winter. Experience all the duality. Don't be afraid of experience, because the more experience you have, the more mature you become. We must choose to be deeply aware, as we may distract ourselves from being real through the mobile phone, food, legal and illegal substances, other people, or anything that is entertaining for the ego. When we stop and can fully feel this fear of being real, none of us are exempt from it, it is a really good sign. Then we have identified that which is creating all suffering. Now half the battle is done. We must choose to be deeply aware, as we may distract ourselves from being real through the mobile phone, food, legal and illegal substances, other people, or anything that is entertaining for the ego. When we stop and can fully feel this fear of being real, it is a really good sign. Then we have identified that which is creating all suffering. Now half the battle is done. The next step is to take a leap into the unknown and make the commitment to continuously be vulnerable with your false face the instant it pops up. You'll soon find that the reward you receive from being open, honest, and vulnerable is 1,000 times more valuable than unconsciously wearing this heavy protective armor that is trying to micromanage reality and creating more stagnant suffering. If and when you truly remove your masks forever, start the letting go of caring so much. Start with letting go of caring so much about what your friends, family, and partner think of you. Instead, get excited about the possibility of discovering your connection to an infinite divine power inside that body. This power is the only thing that is real, as it cannot put on a false face and is always authentic, real, and free. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. A Course in Miracles. We must be willing to take the risk, to trust in the divinity inside of us, and know that it is guiding everyone in every moment of this life along the way. All life. We must choose to realize that our intrinsic nature is divine and sacred. We must choose to remember that we are all intelligent, kind, and loving beings from birth. Have you ever met a condescending, critical, judgmental baby? Have you ever met a condescending, critical, judgmental baby? No. They simply do not exist. We were born pure, without this protective, harsh conditioning. Our true nature, at the very core, is pure and innocent. We are all still babies inside at the core. This pure being is already free from judgments, rules, perceptions, and assumptions that society holds us to. We start making real spiritual progress in this lifetime when we realize this and abandon the habit of giving anything in the outer world power over us. This means we stop blaming the outer world for our inner conflicts and take responsibility for feeling the divinity that always exists at our core. You don't look out there. We don't look out there for God. Something in the sky. You look in you. Alan Watts. We can stop letting. We can choose to stop letting any falsehood control our lives by taking responsibility. We can stop letting any falsehood control our lives by taking responsibility for the love inside. We are the creators of everything in our lives. All we need to do is give ourselves more compassion, patience, gentleness. These three qualities will expand our consciousness so that we can melt through the ego and liberate our minds. There are as many ways to freedom as there are grains of sand on the beaches of all the world. When the inner conflict in our inner worlds is spiritually liberated, it will open up our emotional bodies, and we will feel more spaciousness in our thinking. Our thoughts will have a quality to them that is more relaxed and real. Now, if and when we can all do this together, we will be coexisting on an extremely enlightened planet. We have to participate relentlessly in the manifestation of our own deep, eternal, loving existence. Elizabeth Gilbert. Our lives are an invitation to be real. Being real means being free. Now, maybe to some, this sounds a little outrageous. To take the risk to be real, authentic, and open with everything we come in contact with every day. Yet, it is an opportunity to celebrate this amazing heart and soul inside of every one of us. Being real is the doorway to self-realization. We are summoned to stop hiding our light behind the fear of what others may think about us. Running away from honesty is a sure way to create more misery. We are such beautiful beings. There is nothing inside of us so wrong that we need to hide from it. We are human and we are divine. Any ugliness you perceive in yourself is only the ego's colored judgment and misguided interpretation. When your mask is removed, you give everyone permission to do the same. You'll be surprised when others are liberated, filled with joy, when you are simply sharing with them what you thought you could not share. Living from this space, everyone can be liberated. Dream big and dare to fail. There is nothing inside of us that is wrong, stupid, bad, or ugly. There is nothing, absolutely nothing inside of us that is wrong, stupid, bad, or ugly. There is only God, pure consciousness, inside at our core. Once we take the risk to be real and are truly sharing ourselves with everyone in a very real, open, and exposed way, we will see that they start being more authentic with you. And suddenly, everyone feels more connected with each other. This is where this entire world begins to awaken. We can start liberating ourselves from this false face habit with this simple heart meditation. It is the ego that needs the ideas of equality, superiority, and inferiority. These are props. Without these, the ego cannot exist. Withdraw the props, and the ego falls flat on the ground and disappears. Okay. It is the ego that needs the ideas of equality, superiority, inferiority. And these are simply props. Without these, the ego cannot exist. Withdraw the props, and ego falls flat on the ground and disappears. Okay. Now, if and when you've had enough pain in your life and are ready for a significant change, I invite you to take the risk to be real with everyone you encounter for the next 3 days. Do it. Do it for your freedom. Remove your mask with your friends, family, loved ones, and everybody else that you meet. I'm not saying that that's an easy task, but you can do it. Let down your guard in a group of people so everyone can see the whole you, the real you, and let yourself feel naked. Be the vulnerable, fragile being you truly are. Something very magical and powerful happens when we are real. People start to listen to us. They hear us on a deeper level. The discovery to softening with others is being so open and exposed that you naturally bring your full attention into their hearts, into your hearts. The mask happens when we share from up in the head. Yet when we bring our awareness into the heart and allow our mind to rest there, the mask loses power, and our egos cannot take over anymore. Remember always, there is a massive love hidden within all of our innermost being. It will show itself more frequently as we learn to relax into what is real. This love is powerful. It will give us the courage to be real in every life situation. This loving feeling is a sign that our masks are melting away. Hooray! The sun does not seek the source of light in time nor space. It simply knows itself as source, rejoices in the light. Be the source. Jeff Foster. Now, this is a meditation that you can contemplate during the quiet time of this meditation. There's actually you can do meditation within meditation. It's not complicated. In this meditation, we're going to practice focusing on our heart center persistently and consistently, as often as possible. Start with resting your attention on the location of your physical heart space right now. Where is it? Center chest, a little bit to the left. Center chest, sternum, right? Right under there. Go beyond the bones and the flesh. Go into the essence of your physical heart space. Notice what this feels like. Relax your awareness there. Take a few long, slow, deep breaths into the heart. and tell your heart gently and quietly that everything is going to be okay. And it can relax. Now, into what is real. That which is real is that which never changes. Bring your awareness to your heart center and try this now. Now, it may take 5 to 10 attempts before you feel anything. Practice this meditation every morning when you wake up. Do this for a few weeks in a row, and you will most definitely begin to notice something divine happening. The experience of bliss starts to sneak its way into your daily life with subtle repetitions. Do not worry if the mind wanders when focusing on the heart. Don't pay attention to the mind. Just keep focusing on the heart. Don't pay attention to the mind. Rest your attention as often as you can on the energy inside your heart. Feel the sweetness of your own heart, the divinity of your soul. It is real. It is the only thing that is real, in fact. Develop this intimate heart connection with yourself. And in every moment of this life, you will taste the joyful nectar of your life. It is good to know that in any meditation, we cannot force anything. The gentleness and sweetness of the heart will rise on its own. Our job is simply to relax and wait patiently for it. Have the patience as if you were going to sit for 1,000 years patiently and peacefully. The deeper that you can relax, rest, and retreat into your heart center, the masks which you wear and you were once wearing will have no choice but to melt off. A mask cannot complete and cannot compete with the power of the heart. The most incredible thing about this meditation is that every person who meets you, who even sits near you, will not be able to remain stuck in their masks when your mask is completely gone. They will feel like a fool for having one. In time, we will see that everyone's mask has to fall off, simply because they feel how light and free life is to be without it. The more liberated and lighter we become, the quicker others' masks melt in our mere presence. And yes, we are that powerful. Soon, we will fill the room with joy, with a joy that permeates everyone's heart. We have the power to change this world, one smile at a time. That person right now is you. It's all of us. Have fun dropping your masks all this week. And whatever you do, remember that you're the master here. So don't take yourself too seriously. It's just a serious Mass. Heaven is this moment. Hell is the burning desire for this moment to be different. It's that simple. Heaven is this moment. Hell is the burning desire for this moment to be different. Heaven is within us. Also, hell is within us. And as we slowly begin, many so in this lifetime, to understand that heaven is not a place, nor is hell. It is within you. Heaven is this moment. Hell is the burning desire for this moment to be different. It is really that simple. The light is you. You're the light. The God within that body, the pure consciousness, the soul, the higher self, the spirit, whatever you want to call it. That's the light. We are pure light energy. There's nothing anything any more powerful. It cannot be destroyed. It cannot. We live forever and beyond. You can see how many things. Doesn't take a lot of effort. That we've interpreted through the training on this planet. And how much of it has the attempt to put it outside of us. The majority of us, when we were in those baby bodies, 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years old, we believed what we were told, right? Pure, unadulterated vessel. And everything we, in these bodies, right, today, were taught to us. And from other people's thoughts. Not yours. Other people's thoughts. Not a big deal. Because we've discovered that. That's the fantastic part. We've actually discovered it. We've actually realized that all of us who have had episodes out of the body, all the things that we've experienced out of the body, is it real? Or is it an illusion to keep us in the box? We've discovered a lot of things in this life. Very powerful discoveries. We've learned that, I guess maybe to a certain extent, that when we do leave the body, we know what the stage is. We know what the theater is. But when we do leave the body, we know we're the light. We have learned in the body that we are the light. We have also discovered that we are the God within the body that is the light, which is connected to all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever, and is never, ever severed. And some have discovered that when they finally recognize that they are the God, and they're able to tap in unobstructed to the God, then all the knowledge, all the experience, all the knowing and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, they discover. And it's always been there. Always. This society has kept us in this kind of a self-determined prison. Now, it isn't like we don't have a choice, right? And many of us, through so far not being able to, not discovering who and what we are, live in this box. And none of us are exempt. Sometimes it gets to us, right? Sometimes we feel useless, weak, confused, angry, happy. The only reason is that we're living outside of ourselves and not inside of ourselves. That's it. That's the only reason. It's, for example, you could be living and all around you is a nuclear storm. Massive. Super powerful. It is so intense, you can't see through it. But where you are, as the God that you are in that body, the pure consciousness, divine creation, there's no turmoil. Everything is serene. Everything is peaceful. There's no ego mind. There's no mass. There's you, the God that you are. That's it. And you know that the nuclear storm is an illusion. It is an illusion that the ego mind keeps us in. Pain and suffering, fear, anger, hate, all emanating from the ego mind. What a heck of a teacher, huh? You may find yourselves surrendering to the God that you are inside that body 1,000 times a day, or more, or less, every day. You may find yourselves saying, how do I master my ego mind in this body? And you begin to understand that you leave it alone. You focus on the breath and the now, moment to moment. And I'm not saying for many that that's the easy thing to do. But we do it. You can do it 1,000 times a day or more, or less. But we do it. Why do we do it? Because we're being pulled into the gods that we are from within. How do you believe you will feel when you discover, really, truly, through your heart mind, you discover that you really are the God? You'll know it too. You will absolutely feel it right to the very core of your existence. And it is magnificent, magna-glorious, spectacular feeling. And the interesting thing about it is that that feeling is our natural state of being. Which means what? Which means we're always in that we are. Truly. And all of us on this planet, at this very moment, are in charge, whether it be good or whether it be not so good. And every moment, those of us who are awakening, those that are just opening their eyes, those that are completely asleep, and those that are wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. Don't you believe that it really is time for those of us who are awake enough to decide to drop our masks, come together? I don't mean just shaking hands. I mean coming together. Society has taught us that we are divided, right? I don't think any of us can contest that. Society has taught us on this planet that we are divided. But the funny thing, the real ironic thing about it, when you sit back and you just be, you'll start laughing on how absolutely absurd the ego mind is. We can't be divided. It's an illusion for all of us on this planet. We can't be divided. Well, then how does it happen over 55,000 religions on this planet? Which I'm sure through your heart minds you'll figure that we don't need any of that stuff. We really don't. All of it's got to go. All 55,000 plus religions. And we on our own, see, it's every one of us, we say one because we are part of the one. But all of us begin to choose on our own, through our heart minds, that this is all an illusion. And we've been taught to believe the illusion. Not a bad thing. The exciting part of all this is that we are discovering it all. In much greater numbers ever. And it isn't going away. It's going to keep intensifying, expanding, growing, advancing, saturating, permeating, everything. So one might ask, how do you become united when you already are? Leave the ego mind alone. Move from your heart mind. Believe through the heart mind. Trust through the heart mind. Have faith through the heart mind. Have confidence through the heart mind. That's why today we talked about the masks, dropping them, melting them away. Where we're vulnerable. Right? Do you know why we're in this cycle of thousands and thousands of years of incarnation? Because we still, in the end, believe we're in the box, and the box is good. That's the only reason. Do you believe that this cycle would still be going had the majority of us discovered this? There is no box. There never was a box, nor will there ever be a box. It's an illusion. And we've been trained to believe that the box is real. Just like we've been trained to believe that we are divided. There is no division. It is an illusion. And your ego minds might say, oh, get out of here. That's just stupid. Look at your body. It's separate from everybody else's. You're not united at all. You're separate. You're divided. That's how powerful we are, the beings in these bodies. We can create anything, good, bad, or indifferent, and live it as if it's real. And we have already discovered, the only thing that is real is the God that you are in that body, not the body. Not the name, not the personality, not your status in life. None of it. And you navigate the body so that you can experience. That's it. Bottom line. And you create each section of the road that you step upon throughout this entire life, from beginning, middle, to end in these bodies. And it's absolutely off the charts that we are in much larger groups discovering this and acting upon it. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out of the mouth. Remain still. Total surrender. Totally surrender to who is. This universe will always support you in revealing who you are, who you were, and whomever you reinvent yourself to be. Your job is to have fun on this joyride and let your light shine its most brilliant flavors and colors onto this world. Notice how your soul opens naturally when your heart is effortlessly beaming out its brightest light. Relax, be still, and shine on. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and then the following morning. We will return here Tuesday, January 10th, 2023, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be very good and very kind to yourself, and in deep gratitude.